Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Two Fish at the Table Poker Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Legend Ben One on PokerStars.
And I'm your other host, East Coast Sam on PokerStars. Welcome to a very special episode. We're going to be doing a kind of let's watch documentary style. We did this previously with the, what was it, Global Poker Awards.
Also, with some live feeds of like some super high roller bowl event or something with one of the TV tables in one of the early days, and we've done a few of these sort of, but not never for a documentary. So I was very excited to mix things up for this sort of format. And Sam, happy birthday!
Oh,
And it
thank
was
you.
your birthday only yesterday, actually. And for your birthday, I have brought you potato chips to make you a chip stack.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Uh, I'm an old man now, so I don't really eat too many potato chips, but we're going to be watching The Ultimate Stack today, which is a documentary I had never heard of until Ben told me about it literally 5 minutes ago. So I have no idea what's in store.
Me neither.
We have like a little description here on YouTube saying that it's following a tournament from beginning to the end through the eyes of the chips, which I don't have no idea what that means. Is there going to be like cameras on top of the chips, or is there going to be?
I don't know. I must feel like you're like personifying a single chip in a stack and then just like tracking where it goes as the tournament goes on. I assume it'd be like one of the higher denomination chips because it has to be there for the whole tournament. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
have the lowest denomination chip. So
And
that
then it says there's players including Tony Dunst, Garrett Edelstein, Chris Moorman, etc. So
and Brad Owen and
Brett Owen, yeah. I mean, we'll just kind of have to see what happens here. Looks like it's educating about tournament poker. All right, we'll just give this a shot. Obviously, Ben and I know a thing or two about tournament poker, so
yeah, and
so
and
this
and
works.
after we watch this, we'll discuss it a little bit, like in our usual movie review style.
Hmm.
We'll watch it not at 1x speed because we can gradually speed up as we get used to the narration speed and all the action. I think we'll just begin at say like 1.5x and kind of go from there,
Yeah, sure.
and then we'll go from there. Again, we usually give these movies like a score of out of 5, and maybe we'll discuss how it compares to other documentaries we've watched recently in this genre, and then
Hmm.
that's a few other talking points I'll get to later.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right, so here we go, guys. Let's begin watching The Ultimate Stack, made in 2024, so pretty recently. And here we go. We'll mostly shut up during it unless something really jumps out of us. So here we go.
All right.
And
Poker, to most, it is just a game. To others, just a way of life. Many people come and go in a poker tournament, each with their own story of how they got there and where they are going.
To me, it's very obvious why specifically no limit hold'em tournaments have kind of been the staple of, let's just call it mainstream poker, for the past 20 years.
In every tournament, there can only be one winner, one person with all the chips.
I think that's really the main difference is just how big of an event it is, how important it is, both for Win and WPT and of course myself.
In this film, we'll start by following one player and continue following the opponent who eliminates them, following the chips from the beginning.
Feeling good. I'm getting excited. It's starting to get real. Got to go register.
But if it was
Yeah.
like Jamie Gold.
As they exit one hand, does money just go in it and enter another? Till eventually they become the ultimate stack.
okay, so it's more the person to person versus like actual chip.
Okay.
Okay, it's not quite as cool, but okay, we'll see how it
Would have
goes.
been more fun if they were just like little cameras on the chips the whole time.
And we've seen worse.
What's going on? I'm Patrick Harvey. I traveled here from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm ready to
Oh,
play the Win World Championship.
awesome.
The WPT Championship has become one of the biggest poker tournaments in the world. Last year, it had a prize pool just over $15 million, and this year, they are guaranteeing $40 million, making it the stop on every poker player's calendar.
Not mine.
What makes this event so unique and special is not only is it the biggest WPT of the season, but it has the biggest guarantee in poker history on it.
$40 million is, I've never heard of that before. It's never been done before. And I just was in awe. I was wondering, how, in fact, we were going to be able to get that many people playing here until I saw the setup.
Obviously, to go from 15 to 40 was a seismic shift. It's very common that you might see a championship event that has, maybe a first place that approaches $1 million. But the idea that every person at that final table is going away with over $1 million says a lot about just the enormity of this guarantee.
There are two ways to enter this
At least the
tournament.
main event.
Either win your way in or fork up cold hard cash. Patrick Harvey chose option number one.
Let's fucking go! The excitement was very,
And then we
very
get
real in that moment. I
monetized
saw the
because
pool
of
right
that.
there in the background. I had my bathing suit on.
It's sort of fun.
World Poker Tour, December of this year, we're gonna win it all, baby. 5 mil, let's go.
They didn't really explain how he won it though like that though. Oh, ads. Sorry guys. One of the issues is that there are ads. All right, back to it. There we go.
I woke up and I was super pumped. And I was just excited for this chance to have a $10,000 buy-in tournament and not have to put up any money for that myself with such a big prize pool. Like, it really is an incredible opportunity. Feeling good, getting excited. It's starting to get real. About to go register. I don't know how people can just show up like and wait in the line. I'd be too nervous. If I didn't win that qualifier, I would not be playing this tournament probably. The $10,000 buy-in is obviously a lot of money. If I don't really play tournaments, probably wouldn't have been a good idea for me. So it really is an opportunity that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
You were copy, clear copy for your record.
All right, thank you. Here we go.
You know, to me, it's very obvious why poker tournaments, specifically no limit hold'em tournaments, have kind of been the staple of, let's just call it mainstream poker, you know, for the past 20 years. Specifically, the ability to invest a very small amount of money. In this case, let me rephrase, I guess. $10,000 is definitely not a small amount of money, but 10,000 is a very small amount of money compared to a potential $5 million first place. You're going to have a whole bunch of people, you know, who have net worths in like the 6 figures, let's say, happy to take a shot with 10K because, you know, it can change their life. It's definitely like the best way, I think, to continue to bring the masses to poker.
$5 million. It's hard to say exactly. Never had that kind of money, surprisingly, but I definitely would buy a house or two. Definitely go on some nice vacations for sure. And I would probably play this tournament every year for the rest of my life. Maybe a lake house, who knows? Maybe all of it. Why not? And $5 million is a lot of money. You can do a lot with that.
Large prize pools attract players of all types, both professional and non. The beauty of tournament poker is your skill level does not determine your ultimate payout. On any given day, the average Joe can simply register a tournament and 7 days later be an instant millionaire.
I think some of my frustration with tournaments is I've literally never done well. Like my whole career, I've never final tabled like a single tournament, you know? Instead of fighting through that, you know, and trying to play 5 tournaments a year, my frequency like dropped to once every 5 years or something like that. I'm forever grateful for poker tournaments as well, because that's ultimately where a lot of my audience is. You know, these are guys taking those shots.
What about Survivor?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the WPT World Championship at Wynn Las Vegas. It is so nice to see so many familiar faces. On behalf of the Wynn Poker Tour, we just want to say thank you so much for supporting us. Help me welcome the Director of Poker Operations, Greg Beauregard, Executive Tour Director of the World Poker Tour, Matt Savage, and the first WPT champion that's here for Dusty and Flip.
Hello. What can I say? It's awesome to be back here. When it all started with the World Poker Tour, what an awesome room, set up, what a tournament, 40 million guaranteed. Only one thing to do, shuffle up and deal. Good luck, guys.
Tournaments work like this. You take an amount of cash, it's the buy-in. You exchange that for your tournament
Kind of a
chips,
cool thing.
and then you try and survive in the tournament as long as you can, hopefully reaching the final table and lastly winning the tournament. But your real job is to convert those tournament chips back into prize money by going deep in the event.
Tournament poker can be broken down into stages. So at this stage, we're just trying to get our chips in, we're trying to accumulate a stack and have an image.
They're going to come in thinking that, oh, there's no way this guy is willing to make a big bluff or call down light, but I am willing to do those things. I'm not here for the min cash, really trying to make a deep run. So I think just establishing I belong here is going to be huge for me. I'm not just a lucky contest winner, like I can hang in this field.
I don't know, I mean, if it's min cash is a big deal if you're a contest winner. It was me.
How much is the min cash? They didn't explain that.
It's probably 15.
I raised it up from the low jack position and I was called by the big blind, who I didn't know too much about him, but I think he's a pro or a very good regular player. He definitely seemed very comfortable with the situation. The flop came jack high. There was 1 diamond on the board, so I was hoping for more to come.
Backdoors.
I bet and he called.
And which was the bet?
The turn brought another diamond, so now I did have a flush draw.
Yeah, straight drop.
I bet big this time and he called again. The river came a complete brick. He then made an interesting choice. He decided to lead out with a bet, which caught me off guard a little bit, but it was very small size, something that I'm not used to seeing a ton of. I took that as he had a mediocre hand that he just wanted to see a cheap pot with. Using that information, I decided to make a big raise to 25,000, which was definitely the biggest pot anyone at our table had played at that point because it was so early on.
You got that right.
He tanked for a solid minute or two before finally folding. I decided to thought it would be fun at the table.
This is a better version
made
of
me
Chase
get
the
that through in
Dream.
a 10K tournament. I was
Because-
super nervous the whole time. I can't even imagine what my heart rate was at the moment. So
Into
having that
hands
one get
happen
through gave me a lot of confidence for the rest of the day.
I like this guy. Seems like
It
a nice
kind of reminds me of
It's been a pretty fun day so far. I started
Bill-
off
Bill
getting really hot. I
Chapter,
doubled my
the-
starting stack in the first hour and a half or so.
Oh,
From
wow.
there, I sort of was around between like 170 and 230 for almost the entire day. Honestly, I was never all in at risk at any point. I was never really in too much danger. I didn't have a lot of super tough spots. Then I caught a little bit of fire at the end. I got some nice bluffs through, and I bagged 303 for the day, which should be just about average stack. So
It's
feeling pretty good.
Alright.
Yeah, so I have 4 days till I have
Then
to
I
play
can
again.
do
It's
it.
actually a pretty good amount of time while I'm in Vegas. Probably going to do a small amount of studying, but I really don't want to try and overload too much. I never was really good at cramming things in, so I'm going to just try and have some fun. Going to the Raiders game on Thursday. I'm going to see some friends that are out here, and yeah, maybe a little bit of studying, but we'll see how that part goes. Las Vegas, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Get some sleep, buddy.
We've got a couple days off, so. Alright. I've been so far in the
The
film.
first thing I did was I checked to see what my table draw was going to be. I was super excited about that. I was afraid you never know. You could end up with Phil Ivey or Phil Hellmuth or Daniel Negreanu on your immediate left. If there was anyone that I did not want to be seated with today, it would probably be some of these super high roller crushers that are known for making those big stare downs and just really putting you in tough spots. Guys like Alex Foxen would be a tough one to play against. Nick Petrangelo, some of these guys that you see at every super high roller poker tournament, and they're the best in the world at what they
Foxen's
do.
misspelled.
I have
Did you
great
notice
respect
that?
for all the best tournament players, and as these high roller
Foxen,
teams
it's
like that have popped up over the past 5, 10
not
years,
XIM.
many of the best players in the world play tournaments, which maybe that wasn't necessarily the case, 10 to 20 years ago. The way I've always defined poker success, because let's face it, like we're not doing philanthropy here, is who makes the most money under the assumption they're
I
doing
kind
it.
of like this graphic.
Yeah, cool. And we're playing it actually faster than normal, so we're doing faster. But even then, it's pretty fast.
1% of tournament players derive their success from a mix of
Foxen
experience,
up here.
practice, study, and
it's not
intuition.
Foxen.
There are some players who spend an
I
amount
can't
of time
believe they
studying every
misspelled
single
Alex
day. There are
Foxen's
some players
name.
who
Wow.
never study it.
It's the sweetest spell.
But ultimately, having experience being deep in these events is really impactful, so you don't crack under the pressure.
About a third.
As far as I know, the bubble will burst at some point today. I actually didn't recognize any of the names at my table. There are 2 people on my direct left that each have about 4 million in live tournament earnings. So I'm a little bit worried about them, but I'm not too familiar with their game. I haven't seen much about them. So I'm not trying to just lift my way into the money and main cash. I really want to set myself up for a deep run. Just excited to battle against some players with that kind of experience and just see how I can handle it.
I legit,
85% of the field will be going home with absolutely nothing.
18, that's good.
If a tournament player is good,
especially for
I mean
a
good,
guarantee with
they will still cash only
like
20% of the
heavy or
time.
something.
Cashing in a poker tournament like this is difficult for many reasons. First, there's so many players and so few tournaments. In poker, blinds are a forced bet each player must pay per round in order to receive cards. And unlike cash games, in tournament poker, the blinds increase, forcing players to play hands they wouldn't normally play and make plays they wouldn't normally make.
It looks a little short. Well, still good. 18 and a half. Oh,
Here we go. What you got, buddy? Ace.
Okay.
Ace for 7s. All right.
They're all black. 7s for, I don't know, I'll probably fold the 7s, honestly.
I'd fold the 7s.
Because again, you're flipping at best. And they're low enough to where 8s, 9s, 10s are in there. And at least he has the suits covered. Okay.
Jammed all in with pocket 8s, got called. He had pocket 7s and we held. So I'm feeling good. Back up around 30-ish big blinds. I'm sitting on 375 heading into the 12K big blind level. After that double, I feel good. We're getting close to the money now and I have a reasonable stack. Wow, it is. I'm starting to feel nervous now that we're getting a little bit closer to the bubble. I went into the day, I was pretty confident, and I still am, but money pressure is starting to get real. We're only about 350-ish people away from the money, so that pressure is real, but I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm in a good spot still. Mentally, I think I'm doing all right. Just a little bit nervous. If I am able to cash, that would be my biggest tournament cash ever. I think I've only cashed 1 or 2 tournaments in my life, so I really don't play these, so this would be by far the biggest.
Yeah. It's down about 100.
So I was starting to get low, and I felt the need to do something. I woke up with King 5 suited in the big blind. I faced an early position raise. I actually...
Oh, all right. Sorry, boss.
It's tension, see?
Yeah.
For this, whatever this
actually flopped the flush draws, and I had a backdoor straight draw, so I was feeling pretty good about that, all things considered. So the flop checked through with my flush draw, and then the turn actually gave me a straight draw as well. I bet pretty big, hoping that he would fold any of his overcard type. Seemed like a really good spot to make a move with my exact hand. He did make the call, and then on the river, a different flush draw came in that wasn't mine, and I also blocked the straight, so it felt like a good spot for me to bluff.
I agree.
Yep. Definitely ace high.
That's almost all his chips. I mean, ace high. I mean, again, you could have like a pair of 5s and you're trying to do a bluff. I called. Wow.
Oh,
I actually wish I had gone all in there. I know he ended up making an ace high call down, and if I went all in there was no way he was going to make that call, but it happens. I got short after that, so it is what it is.
Oh, he still has 120. I thought maybe
I have 79% of myself in this tournament, so it'll be a pretty big score for me. I thought this was a great opportunity to bet on myself because I was in for $0 from the start. There's so much money in this thing, potentially make life-changing money here. It's not something that you get to do every day, so I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I want to bet on myself for it.
So the second stage of the tournament is where ICM begins. What ICM is, save you a bunch of jargon, basically just saying that as you get farther into the tournament, 1 chip is worth more than it was at the beginning. You have to be incredibly selective about the hands you play because the bigger stacks you put so much pressure.
It's like almost doubled and a half.
If you get all your money in at this point of the tournament, you better have the goods.
So at this point, I'm super short stack. I look down at pocket 10,
never mind.
facing an early position raise and then another caller. I'm like, all right, if I have to die right here, I have to die right here. I can't hold this in this situation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I go all in.
2 10s. That's a fair play.
That's totally fair.
The player who raised originally thought for a bit and folded. I was very thankful to see that. Okay. And I'm literally just praying that the other guy folds. I don't want to get into a flipping type situation. Even if I'm a slight favorite, I don't want to be eliminated. More than happy to just take home that dead money.
I agree. Even though he's on 9, do you want to call?
He does make the call, and I was flipped over the 8-4 favorite. So leave him about a 3/4 favorite there, but still can't take anything for granted there.
Okay. 5 ball. Oh, wow. Okay, hey, I'm impressed. I didn't think he could have gotten the level 1 of this thing, and the fact that he's actually, pretty good that they captured this.
Got a lot riding on, so I don't have to keep it documentary through following right now.
Ace, 10. Deuce on the turn.
Ooh, yikes. Fingers cracked. Christ. Oh man, just fold, man.
So I just want to thing off. So I thought about it's not see where my left foot is. I also no idea what I had. Speaking of it off, way on my mind and all the next
We still have one last table with no all. Now we're gonna see the room. 7 of hearts. And it's gonna be one elimination. You are now in the money.
In the money, good for him.
You're in the money.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Right, that's some good news. That was the last hand of the night.
That explains the graph from earlier.
Just got into here. I made it. I only had 6 big blinds at the end. I did a lot of folding the last hour or so. Made a few tight folds, but I really just didn't want to risk losing it with a mediocre hand. It's not like I folded kings or anything. I didn't have anything that good, but made a lot of big folds. Here we are in the money. 18.7K losses right now.
8% of himself.
Bet on myself to succeed in this way. It feels absolutely amazing. I know I have so many friends and family back home that were really rooting for me. They were nervous, especially as I was giving them updates, telling them how short I was. They definitely did not want to see me go home on the bubble. So I know they're all thrilled for me back home. I got a lot of people rooting for me here and feeling really good
I
about
like his
it.
shirt. I like his hat.
Now we're going up to the feature table. I've got about 1.7 million and feeling really, really good. Thought that I might just bust to start today, but now I'm hopefully gonna make a nice
I
run.
just did a video of his
Day
this
3 in the poker tournament is so
Month
great
about
because you're already guaranteed double your money. And for a guy like Patrick, now he has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
I do think I have a chance to win this tournament. I will need to get to good hands early. There's no way I can win this tournament at this
yeah.
point, being so short stacked
4
without a lot of
points.
luck. I haven't had a lot of luck so far. I haven't had any aces. I haven't had kings. I haven't had any flop sets. I've only had 1 straight and was in a small pot. So maybe I'm saving all the run good for today. And if that's the case, then I could make a run at this thing. Crazier things have happened. All you need is a chip in the chair. So I guess we'll see how it goes.
They're gonna spell Fox him.
Oh, they spelled it correct. Look it up.
Uh-oh. I think it's big blind here. I mean, they can chop it a lot of the time.
I just fold the A7.
I'm documentary proof. Oh, that's not good.
Is that 2 suits?
Chopper.
Oh,
Chop it up.
so he gets his ante back, and then they because the small blind has so he's breaks even.
Right.
Good run out.
Oh, next hand.
Figured you
Oh, yeah, queen 7. Only queen. All right.
Got a documentary proof on you now, so.
All right. It's 6-3 when I win.
It's like It Follows. The documentary.
Yeah. All right.
It's good. Is that Max Coleman? Or it looked like a Max Coleman? I don't know if that's Max Coleman.
$18,700 for the main cap. Still unbelievable. Super grateful for everything. Happy to have cash. Would have loved to make a deep run, but just wasn't there today. So this whole entire experience has been amazing. It started with the WPT Global scavenger run back in July, and then 4 or 5 months later, here we are. I actually made the money. Incredible. So I turned $0 into almost $19,000. The dealers were amazing. Just everything about this was an incredible poker experience, and I'll never forget this one. This one's really special.
Oh, I'm happy for him.
All right, who's this guy?
He's got a lot. Double the average.
So my name is Ryan Wolfson. I'm from New York. I'm a professional poker player, and I guess I'm being followed around for my official win for the PT Championship. Love the game, love the atmosphere. This is
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the most fun tournaments I've ever played. There's 330 players left. We're in the money. My strategy going forward is just going to be accumulate, and hopefully we make day 4 and go from there.
What if the person being filmed?
Oh.
Oh, yikes.
That didn't last long. He had a lot of chips too. I'm surprised. He had 1 point, he had double average.
Yeah.
You can get the depression.
All right, so a couple page jumps up, but yeah. There's a new guy. Oh, so he had a lot of chips.
So I'm Paulius Vaitiekūnas. I'm from Lithuania. I traveled here at the start of the month. I consider myself semi-professional. I study, but I have other business as well. So I like to compete, and poker is one of the best ways to compete.
I mean, what if the second or third subject just doesn't want to be filmed?
I wonder
right?
if it's in the contract of the tournament or something.
I guess so.
I mean, it's still so many players left. Nothing given. I'll just play hand by hand to solve the hand in the best possible way.
As we've seen with Ryan Wolfson, in poker, things do not always go according to plan. But now with 90% of the field already gone, Paulius finds himself with a real chance of going deep in this tournament.
So a little bit down, but still. Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I guess I'd have to call here. I don't
I
know
mean,
the
it
stacks
depends. Yeah, that's the only thing.
What
I mean,
the action
I mean, it looks it's got a lot of green. I don't know. I think the blue one.
Oh, damn.
Wow. I mean, it's pretty close to even money at that point, right?
Yeah, they do the right guy. Yeah, I mean it's a big spot, and I'm a human. It's the end of the day, so you can start showing emotions. Like no one will play another hand because it was last 4 hands, and this was like the second hand. So yeah, I mean it's nice to hit the queen instantly without any sweat. I mean this table was tough for sure. I didn't have any good hands. Yeah, now I just get in with a draw. I got lucky. It was 50-50 spot. I have 7.2 million. So coming back at 60K big line, so I'll have 120 big lines. There's 150 players left. Average is 2.9 million. I'll probably top 5, top 8 at the tournament, which is a good position to be at. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The strategy will be the same. Play one hand at a time. Figure out my table. Don't punt. And yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Just checking my focus. So I don't know if you've done digging, but this year I also won a bracelet and I won $1 million online. So good year so far.
He's a legit player.
So I'm 29 and I've had playing poker for 14 years now. So I started with my friends after school, and then I moved to UK to study for my undergrad, and I started playing spin and goes there. I became one of the top spin and go players in the world. I played the high stakes. I had a stable. Actually, I had 2 stables that I sold, and then after that, I moved to tournaments because I realized that spin and goes is kind of boring in the long run. Like tournaments give you more, more emotions and more to achieve them. I've been playing like tournaments now for a good 3 to 4 years. And the bracelet, I actually won online bracelet. It was back home. I didn't plan to play a tournament, but my friends were having barbecue. I just fired up the tournament. I made day 2. On day 2, I had a draw show to do, and I won the bracelet 15 minutes before the show happened in my car.
Wow. Oh, this guy's legit.
So this is the journey I've been on with poker.
I mean, he's also one of the top chips.
So I did not sleep well. It's always in the big tournaments you feel stressed, feel tension, and it's hard to stay asleep. So I feel okay. I mean, it's actually WPT takes care of the players. You don't need to play till 1 or 2 or 3 a.m. You finish by 10, 11, so it's very normal. You can come back at 12, so you have enough time for rest and sleep. We as poker players appreciate that. So I think everyone feels feeling good. Obviously, there's some stress, some tension, but that's how it should be.
I mean, when you look at the field at the beginning of the World Poker Tour 2 decades ago, and it was so exciting if a couple hundred people would show up, and now to see thousands and thousands of people representing multiple nations throughout the world is amazingly encouraging. And I think the global growth has made a very big impact.
Kind of reminds me of the room from the main event.
Winning an event like this doesn't just line your pockets with money.
Yeah.
It puts you in a class that every elite poker player wants to be a part of.
What's great from my perspective is to see how it's changed the lives of poker players, the respect that you get in the community, and the fact that the WPT Champions Club has become something that is a coveted organization. And when you get these people in the room and the incredible stories, and the fact that they keep coming back and reuniting together, and they become great ambassadors for poker because people will look up to them from now on. So it's great because that name on that cup is Mike Sexton, and he did so much for poker. And so get your name on that cup has a great significance in this community.
But okay.
So is that random 3D animation?
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's random.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Our man. Oh.
Well, there's still so many people left that I do not, expect anything yet. Yeah, I'm gonna play as I played yesterday, one hand at a time. Don't think what's happening in 10 minutes or what happened before. In this main event, obviously there are a lot of players that are not study theory, so you have to adjust, and it makes the game even more interesting. It's not dry game; it's more people game because you cannot play just theoretical good poker because it won't work. You have to have a game plan against each player.
The best professional poker players are obsessed with the game. They are relentless about dissecting their opponents, watching streams of final tables to try and pick up on small tendencies or little live tells, and they really make poker the top priority in their life.
Oh, isn't that us?
Of course.
You having fun? Yeah, of course. I mean, even though I'm not getting like crazy good hands, but I feel that guys are afraid of me because I can play standard lines and the money really do not matter yet. I mean, I don't know. Maybe my outfit looks like I can be aggressive, but and I am. So I joined one of the best poker players, his team. That's Alexei Bonakos, almost a year and a half ago, and he showed me like lines and moves that very exploitable, but that's how people should be punished for their tightness, and I will try to do that. And that's how you don't need to be dependent on the cards. You need to make your own luck.
Though Paulius is clearly comfortable with this game, very few players are prepared for the long days tournament poker demands. In this tournament, players are only given a 20-minute break every 2 hours. Players must stay focused and play their game throughout the day. And as anyone who has ever played the game before can confirm, in No Limit Hold'em, 8 hours of hard work can be erased by one hand.
What makes winning poker tournaments so difficult is that you need the perfect combination of skill and luck to fall your way over those given days, coupled with players making mistakes through lack of experience, players making mistakes because they're under, players making mistakes because they're tired, and this goes on for days and long hours. So things have to really align.
So I got moved to a new table, and I didn't install in this big line. I came up exactly on the big line. First hand I got check. Clubs.
All right.
I opened from G.
We're already counting up with
9, 6, 7, full diamonds.
I didn't notice it.
I check the bets. Third is jack. I have to check
Just
the
stop showing this.
All right, let's pause this for 1 second. All right, I'm just going to resume the screen share and see what happens, okay?
Okay.
Why is it paused?
Maybe because it's copyrighted. I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't think that's doing anything.
I don't know. Very strange.
I don't really know how the internet works.
All right, I think now it's working.
Well, there's a check. I check, and he takes like 6 or 5 time banks.
Let's try like this.
Almost jams, so leaves himself like 3 blinds. I call, has a queen 10 off, time, so nothing. So I win the first hand.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm happy where I'm at right now. I couldn't just think. I mean, the deeper you go, the more value you get. I mean, it's more will be day 5, right? Yeah, day 5. So it's probably the only day 5 I have in my career. So it's an achievement. And I'm looking forward to it. Hot up 100%. Maybe some food and then sleep. So sleep tonight was much better comparing with the day before. I think one of the reasons is that just after the day finished, me and some of my friends went to the shisha bar, Luca. We got some food and I felt like the tension going down a bit from the body and I could relax. So I think that was exactly what I needed for a better sleep and I slept pretty well today. So I woke up, I went to the basketball court, I shoot around a bit, I do some stretching, some mild activity. And then we reviewed opponents that I have and just checked some spots with my coach and then the team. I'm not happy, neither happy, neither unhappy because the job's not done. And I will be happy when the tournament's finished. Doesn't matter how it goes. But for now, I feel indifferent about happiness.
Okay.
I mean, we're rolling for 3 million chips after the last hand, so I mean, I'm happy how it played out. It was a big cooler, so he should be tilted a bit. He should always get it in with these positions. So yeah, I'm happy where I am. I won 1 hand in the whole level, which was a bluff. So I mean, I hadn't made any hands, and yeah, I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Wonder if when I went to full screen it did that. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's fine.
I was indifferent between raising pre-flop and limping, and then he raised pre-3 4x. So I mean, it's never advising there, but that's fine. The flop comes ace queen 8 hearts. I have ace of hearts. I check. He bets huge, which is not a thing here. So I mean, I never raising the sizing, and I'm pretty confident on my head. I call. Turn is a deuce. Check check. River is a 10. I check and he bets 9 big blinds, and he is probably this on this exact river. River is blocking like all the kings, all the jacks he has, and maybe some other hands because it's a pretty bad card for me. I mean, I have one of the best hands in this situation.
King Jack
line, so I call against then do so.
Oh, yikes.
What the heck?
You cannot win all the hands because no one will play with you. So I mean, you meant to lose some. You just tournament poker is about surviving. As long as you have at least 1 chip, you're in. Okay, anything can happen. So yeah, now I have 10 big blinds. I will be on the bottom. It's 33 players left. Average is almost 40 big blinds, so I'm 1/4 of the average.
Every decision during a tournament is impactful. There is a real butterfly effect where even the small decisions that you make in one hand can have compounding effects on the later hands where the chips you may have lost in that earlier hand now make you short stack later on when the blinds have escalated. And all of a sudden you're playing a game of all in or fold where previously you had much more flexibility.
I don't like that.
Neither do I.
He's gonna go all in a bit. You know, it's over fair.
1.1 million.
Four-handed. I mean, someone could have like two big cards, and one of them's a heart. King queen off with a heart. Oh, the heads up though.
3 diamonds.
You might just have it flopped. There's 10 banks.
I think so. Yeah.
What? Should I fold? I want to fold, but I want to talk with you. What, you want to take your time? But, I'm thinking.
30 per time bank, yeah.
Any problems?
Oh,
yeah.
I gotcha.
He wants a call. Look at that.
That. But why would you do that? Flush, really? I mean, no, I would be sick if you have a flush.
That's ace 9.
What's the heart?
No, like ace of clubs, 9 of diamonds.
Huh? The heart I call neck. Oh, that's. I have luck. You have luck? Tell me honest. Tell me what you want.
You guys are easy on the table talk. I don't think you can ask what he has. Talk about what he has.
So gross. It's really blush. I mean, I'm dead against blush. That's the problem.
Okay. King of Hearts. Okay.
Good call. I mean, I probably can't make that call. I don't know. But then again, I played indifferently probably at that point. So
Yeah.
Actually, those are gonna be right.
I mean, honestly, that was really big fault, but I counted out. I had 7 big blinds, and I mean, averages it was at 40 at a time.
Yeah, such a-
The pot was huge.
Wow.
Sometimes he would have these.
Alrighty.
I went against my gut with my library because I talked with him and he looked too happy to have it. Because usually, I mean, he realized that he's behind at some point, I guess, and he was just too happy.
The roller coaster ride of tournament poker is real. As the players slowly exit the tournament, each pay jump becomes more and more drastic.
Wow.
When I say drastic, I mean drastic.
You're down to 45 people left in a tournament like this, and you're looking at the numbers and you're realizing, well, if I take my time, if I don't play too many hands, maybe I can get up into those, 6-figure, 7-figure scores. So this is a very important time where you want to pick your bluffs carefully. You want to pick your value hands. You really want to take your time and evaluate everything. It's so important.
We'll need some luck. The guy on our table just had 1.5 big blinds. So, and now he has 15 big blinds. So we nearly missed the pay jump, which is 27,000. So, I mean, I'm stalling a bit for the pay jump, but not that much. And yeah, we're looking forward for the next 90 minutes, hopefully, to talk to you. 90 minutes.
All right, 10 big blinds
10
again.
bigs.
Let's go again. Yes. Ace-8, ace-queen. Yeah.
All right.
10 big. Yes, blind versus blind. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
Okay.
Uh,
3 outs.
Oh.
21 big blinds. All right. Oh, there we go again.
Okay.
All right, this could be good.
It doesn't mean he's gonna go broke. It just means,
I think it's not ace king. I think he's. Oh, no.
Queen,
All right,
okay.
that's close. All right, I read his body language pretty good. Okay, 1 heart, deuce 3 heart. 3 outs. When you're all in, that's all.
Wow.
Having less chips is easier to play. I mean, it's hard to do any mistakes. And when you have a bigger stack, you have more responsibility to build it up and keep it going.
Alrighty.
I'm pretty into this.
And your
The-
stack
the
never
narrative
goes like
right now.
this, where it's just a gradual ascent every single day in every pot that you play. What actually happens is your stack goes like that and hopefully moves upward over time. But you're going to face serious setbacks. You're going to have moments where you lose the majority of your stack and now have to deal with working with a short stack going forward. And if you can't control your emotions during those moments, you'll probably make a big mistake just from the curveballs that the game throws you.
All right, 2 tables.
Hi, my man. This is your first bag of the day 5. How do you feel?
I mean, it feels great. Yeah, it is a really amazing run. And, you guys making it even more special. I've been with you 3 days already. So, yeah, all good. I mean, I look up just, for the pay jump, but I don't feel it yet. I mean, it's a big amount, obviously. I just take it a concern mathematically. What's the best play when the money jumps are like this? It's very heavy on top, so money shouldn't matter until you're like top 5 or top 3. Looking forward tomorrow. I will have 16 bigs, which is, for some players, is a short stack. For me, it's a comfortable place to be in. I timed it correctly to be on the bottom, so I'm very proud of that. There's a lot of good players left, but it's to beat 15 and to get that 5.7 or 6 million. It's possible to everyone.
You think you can make this over to?
Yes. I have some targets that I'm planning to attack. Probably not going to tell. It's too disrespectful.
The bulk of the remaining players are going to be very savvy, experienced professional poker players. And then you may have a couple of players who are just running really, really good and are a little outside their depth, but doing their best.
Introducing social.
It's gonna be a weird video when the picture cuts out, but
Yeah.
it doesn't
I
matter.
feature tables.
No,
I
no,
run
really
into
gonna
the aces, so it doesn't bring good memories. I mean, feature tables are a little different. You have to adjust, and for some players who are not experienced as much, I think it brings more anxiety and nervousness. Players who've been there before, they feel more comfortable with all the lights and with all the extra pressure the feature tables adds on.
Massive shout out to every one of you. I had like 4 bigs. I wrote back myself, and just sorry for this day 6 coverage. Playing down to 6 today.
10 million.
I have like 2 at my table. He probably doesn't know who I am, but I know who he is. I watched how he played in multiple events on the feature tables. I played with Mormon online live for many years now, but obviously he's a big guy in poker world. And some other guys I played for the last 3 days, so I'm pretty know where they at with their strategy and with their aggression. If I win, or if I win a decent amount of money, it would open up some opportunities for me. I would invest in my business and put something in the stock market and just enjoy life.
I had to be lucky multiple times to be in this spot. I'm grateful to even have an opportunity to play such an amazing event. I do not feel nervous. I feel ready, prepared for today.
Dog has seen more poker than most professionals, like 16 years old. 16 years old, probably grinded most of the hands that Mormon has. Yeah, I mean, that's for London, by the city. That's pretty much the time that Mormon started playing, right? 2006, 2007.
Yeah. All right, okay.
Although I believe London
That's
was
8 big blinds.
Yeah, so he missed some of the early years.
Oh.
Once again.
Oh, he folded. Okay.
So
Wow.
recently stumbled into the stream.
What's Chewy at?
Just one level into the date and 2 eliminations so far. Against Carl Shaw, ace king against 9.
There's only 14 left.
Look at this.
That's good right ahead.
Hasn't sweat out a second card yet. He has no idea how good his hand is. How to do that. Well, you know, I understand. See, I know. Okay. Oh, he has. He's just giving him a oh, why do you do that? Why do you come over here? I'm like, pop the bushes. I mean, I'm good. Stuck in there with King Jack. Like quality.
He's won this before.
That. If you want to check into Martin's life, it's safe to say that Dr. You want to take a drop. More hands than nearly any person on the planet.
All right, chop.
One was very proud of
Play ball.
Jack 3-9.
That's turn card to see. Low you were. Jack of clubs. 9 and a 9 early for the win for Paulius. Jack or 3 for a chop. Doesn't find it. Chris Mormon is going to find the hole of the ace king.
Number 4 is Mormon.
22.7 million. Paulius. Love to see the handshakes all rounds.
So I almost survived the whole level. I busted in the last hand of the level. I was pretty hard dead. I didn't have any combinations. I mean, literally not even any swap. Chris Mormon just brought his lucky dog and found these things within the big line, so I mean, nothing I can do. Yeah, it was a fun ride. I said in the morning, I came up today with no expectations. I still survived 1 pay jump, which is already great when I was last in chips. No disappointment. You asked me in the morning.
22nd and 22 when you get 14.
It's still a lot of money.
Pretty good.
160 grand. I'll do good with them. Yeah, so no disappointment. I know that I will keep working hard with my poker and with other ventures. And, you know, if you keep working hard, they also come eventually. You guys made it more special, you know. I mean, we've been together for like 3 days. I mean, and you have a nice guy to follow up now. Chris Mormon. I hope he'll do good with my chips. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. See you in the other stuff, hopefully.
All right, I like that guy.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eye on
He
him.
did a good job.
the stack now, so you are the main character. I'm not the last guy.
When I use the term beast, I do not use it lightly. Chris Mormon is an online legend. 2017, he was marked the all-time leader in career online poker earnings, crossing the 14 million mark, decorated with titles, with his name already inscribed on the WPT trophy.
Because Chris is going nowhere with these aces. I don't care what the game is.
Chris is gonna bet 525.
I think I'll make 2 unders too. That's a shit.
Both players are only fortunate enough to win
dummy
the ones. For Chris, this might just be another walk in the park.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just another tournament. Obviously, it's way different, but it's still the same game. Everyone gets 2 cards. You're just trying to beat your opponent, like go after them when they're weak, and you know, give up when you think they're strong. So yeah, you just have to play each hand, individual opponent, and just adjust when your stack size changes, and just stay level-headed. It's a long tournament, so there's gonna be plenty of ups and downs. So you have to just be ready for it. You know, I have a lot of experience in my career, so I'll take more off from that, and you know, being under the bright lights and stuff's nice, and having that experience. But at the end of the day, it's poker, and everyone left. It's really good players, and really tough. But hopefully, I make the right decisions when they're close, and also get the best cards. That'd be a good combination.
Wow, hello.
Oh, okay. Bullets.
I mean, he's a nice guy, but remember, he got smoked on the heads up in the European main event. Remember that heads up, man? That was pretty cool.
You look down the button at pocket aces.
I was born in England in a place called Essex. It's about an hour away from London. Lived there all my life until I was about 24, I'd say. As a kid, I was always super competitive. I loved anything that you could compete at. So snooker, pool, ping pong, stuff like that. But the problem was anything I wasn't that good at, I'd not really have perseverance to stick with it. But if I was remotely good at something, I would put everything into it to be the best I could be. One memory as a kid, I played snooker with my dad every week. And that's like a game, if you don't know anything about it, it's like 100 times harder than pool. The table's so huge. And like as a small kid, you know, it's just long odds to, you know, beat someone who's much older than you. So I'd always play my dad. He'd beat me every week. And, you know, I was 11 years old and I finally beat him and I was really proud of myself. And actually my dad, he's similar to me. He's super competitive as well. And after that, he refused to play. I first got into poker, studying economics at university. I was distracted from my degree and I took over my life. I just loved the competition of it. As a kid, I was always into card games. And
just means spending a lot of blood.
Somebody the card games that you're good at and you can make money. I just
met
a bunch of people who were better than me at the game. So
8.5.
All that kind of best bits together and tried to make myself the best player I could be.
53 million in the middle. Chris Mormon is 2 cards away from tying for the chip lead with Lucky Chewy.
Kind of just cool about him. Me and him have been battling all tournament. He was my nemesis, and I finally got such a good.
An extra raise after that.
Like very uncomfortable. So yeah, just more of the same and play down for 6 tonight. So see what happens.
If it sets up, it's like, oh, that's pretty much up. It doesn't matter.
Everything's about poker. I'm quite lucky that 20 years on, pretty much from when I first started playing. I still love it. It feels a bit crazy because it's just a game of cards, and I still absolutely love it. There's a big tournament I'm pumped up for, like an online Sunday. Those things, I'm just really excited to play. Time goes fast. You meet so many cool people. You go and experience so many amazing places, and love the game. I don't really feel like when I'm playing most of the time that I'm just doing it because I have to. I do it because I want to, and it's hard to find a job that you know you love and you enjoy it when you're doing it like 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. Like, I feel good about having playing overall and about my strategies. I play a little bit unconventional, so I'm trying to throw people off a bit. And I'm just going to carry on what I've been doing the last semester. Go have a few drinks, have fun with people, make sure I'm in bed before the sun starts coming out. Yeah, have fun and enjoy moments. A lot of time focusing on strength, so when you're doing good, like, just enjoy the moment. Like, obviously I could go back, watch the screen every day, but I feel like it's wasted energy anyway. I'll watch it in the morning when I'm like eating my breakfast and everything to XD. But yeah, I just want to have like a good balance.
I mean, we're guaranteed to have less than 10 people as the subject now. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it?
I think that's really the main difference is just how big of an event it is, how important it is, both for Win and WPT and of course myself. It's just a huge tournament, both in prize pool and number of entrants. So you register the tournament, of course, you hope for outcomes like this, but probabilistically it's just not all that likely. And then here we are.
That's a million.
Yeah, just
One
super
of
grateful.
stars.
I don't really have words. It's just been phenomenal.
Much less awkward now, though.
So, yeah, thanks.
It would be really funny if we got to see each of them, right? Like 6 bucks to fit.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Unlikely,
but it's pretty funny.
I would be everything. It would for sure be the coolest, most impactful, most incredible win of my career.
Playoff 6. Or the winner, I don't know. The loser better, the winner's better.
You feel good? No, it's like LPC. Same again. It's like similar. 9 levels, TV show. So it's like I'm at 9 years ago. Hold on, as well.
After 6 days of grueling play, we find 8 talented mix of international players who are all guaranteed to win at least 1.2 million, with first place taking home over 5.6 million in cold hard cash.
With 6 players left, not only is there massive amounts of money at stake, there is a title that could define a career. Everything these guys have worked for leads up to this moment.
All right, place your bets. Who you think's gonna win? I have no idea.
The sizing from Chris here, by the way, this one. Doesn't
Oh, they're gonna Ben though.
This size alone really.
He's dominated. He's our worst card.
Hangs up at the moment with Arthur as short as he is.
Now Ben, in position, he does have
Yeah, just call
one of those hands that can flop a straight flush draw. You know how I feel about folding a
There you
straight
go.
flop for the big blinds.
All clubs.
But like you said, just super handcuffs. The way the stacks are set up.
Oh.
Move for Ben Heath. Top pair queen.
Ben Heath, okay. I've
Yeah,
heard him before.
Actually not sure how Chris gets open.
I'm not sure.
Queen on the turn.
Ben's got just 27 million back.
Or 9 on the
So
side.
many straight
Case
flops.
9.
Case 9
And
would
it
be
just says checkmate.
I roll a circuit for many years now successfully. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to be overruled by the occasion. He's not going to be scared to make a big cooldown. He's not going to be scared to make a big flop. He's just going to play the hand how he sees fit to play it. So I'm going to try and force him into a mistake, but maybe he forces me into a mistake, and it's warfare around that. Maybe that's the moment.
Size of turnaround, Jesse.
Wow.
4, 5, 7, 8, 10 overcards.
Yeah, there's just nearly every card is
Just-
But if you feel like
Oh,
Fred
yeah.
obviously Ben knows.
There's really no scare cards for you at this point.
We're playing.
Okay.
For you,
It's really
actually, for your opponent, it could be scared too.
Just shut down. Just shut down.
Going for it.
I bet like 10 things.
It's it's coming out there.
We fight.
But they're going to into the middle of the back door to get there. Ben, who already had a strong
Don't leave
block
it,
on the hand,
Yeah.
top 2.
If he goes all in, you gotta fold, right?
West.
The last
He has the best hand. Problem for him is that sometimes Chris folds. I'm not really valuing him like ball games. In the offense, Ben isn't good. Saving that last 6 million to give yourself a chance to spend it. Wow.
No nonsense for a moment. Doesn't get attached to his hands.
It's like a funny thing. I was like shaking in that last hand, and I just feel like, how could he be so calm? Because for me, I'm just like a nervous wreck,
Well, Febio finds the holes. Arthur out in 6th. Okay. For 1,207,000. And with that elimination, Jesse, everyone now guaranteed 1,583,000.
A lot of Benjamins.
I wrote a tweet earlier today. I just said, I think he's one of the best in the world. He still studies every day. He falls asleep listening to podcasts, training videos. He's always wanting to get better. He loves the game, and it's a joke about Chris. Like, he'll tell someone about a hand that they played that they won't even remember. That Chris will go, oh, like 4 years ago, you had this in this hand. Like, I didn't. Yeah, he just lives, eats, sleeps, breathes poker. This is huge for him. It means so much. And I think he's kind of been a rough year. He felt a little frustrated, so to just like come in and be able to close the year off so strong would be incredible.
Woman now checking it on over to Ben for a third time.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Potentially checking out with that all important ace of hearts.
I mean, I'm certainly not counting that out.
It's just second pair, man.
So far beyond capable of pulling the trigger here, and has the exact type of hand you would want to do that level. If this block goes wrong, I easily could have got knocked out. I knew it might not work, but I'd already come to terms with that in my mind. I knew it was a good play, and I was ready to pull the trigger. I didn't want to go to that final table and sit on the fence in a hand and just call and be like, oh, he rivered the top pair or river 2 pair. Of course he did. Like, oh, I had the best hand until the river and it's just unlucky. No, I wanted to be able to play the hand the best way I could. I knew that he probably couldn't pull this big of a raise unless he had 1 or 2 specific hands, and I was willing to take the chance that he didn't have those hands. Most of the time it's going to work. I'm going to go
He's
for
gonna
it.
bluff all
He's
in. Oh
going
my
to fold.
god.
I'm going to have more chips than I start hand with, and I'm in a better position to win this one.
Where's that one? I'll check though, but
Norman woke up and goes live for the check raise.
It just doesn't get any better than these moments.
35 million.
Come on, Ben.
Really putting
Buddy.
heat in the absolute blender here.
This is just such an impossible spot for Ben. He has no blockers. Yep. Wow.
What?
Nicely done.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so he goes out. I'm by Ben. Oh well. And now he's lost a lot of chips now. Done to 30 side.
Yeah.
Norman really mulling over this decision here. This isn't posturing.
Queen jack off, dude.
Really thinking about calling this.
It's bumper's
On the
blind.
cusp.
Oh, he almost did it.
15 bigs.
And you do it. If this were cash game, you would have thought, oh my goodness.
He's made the call.
I don't
So
like it.
brutal.
I would have pulled it there. If I'm as good as Chris, I'm folding there.
Yeah.
68.8 million in the
I
nose
would
Norman.
fold.
makes the call.
I might be the aggressor
with
with
his
the
final
hands.
16 and a half big
You have
blinds.
like king 5 or something crazy,
Lucas
you
in
know, and
fantastic
just
shape.
go to fold
With a dominating hand.
behind.
Greg wants a ladder, an additional page up.
King 5 like Greg Merson had, and check. Just
How's it work?
Helps the turn. Who's oh, hello.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
7 outs.
With Norman, one of the most winningest online players.
Put the 9 of spades on the
One card away
river.
from elimination.
Okay.
God, that's so close. 7 of hearts completes the run out, and we lose the online legend.
All right.
Chris Norman.
Number 4 is out. In 4th.
When I got knocked down 4th place, it's one of those weird emotions, right? You cash for over $2 million. I've been playing poker for nearly 20 years, and this is almost double what I've won before in one tournament. So you have to feel happy. You have to feel good about things. The one thing I did take from it wasn't really anything on the final table that I would have done differently. And so many times in poker, you can always do something differently. You sort of mad at yourself about something. And today, the cards just went in my favor. Like I just didn't have many good hands. When I got to 4-handed, I tried to go up a gear and make a few plays and just ran into big hands when it mattered. Yeah, so I didn't have any regrets. The only regrets I had were stuff that was outside of my control. Obviously, when you get to 4 players left, you want to win more than anything. It would have felt surreal. Like that's a moment that no one can take away from you for the rest of your life. But it just wasn't meant to be. If you're not happy with getting the biggest score of your life and having all your friends there to support you in tournament poker, you're never going to be happy. So you really have to think of the positives rather than negatives in that situation.
3 left.
Now we're on to
Our 5th player.
right. Georgios, I think was his name.
Number 5.
So Joshua actually was one of the guys I fighted the most online. We played really a lot against each other and was one of the guys who really close tournaments. Like, so many schools, races, he was really good player, especially in this kind of shit. Doesn't make many mistakes. And, for me, I'm very careful when I say someone is a good player, and he's an extremely good player. So I'm happy to be here to support him. He's a great guy, so I'm very happy to share the experience with some friends. By the way, no talks of a deal at all.
Oh,
You
wow.
have to ask yourself at this stack depth, around 40 big blinds average, a little bit more. Who's saying no to the deal? And why are they saying no?
We could see arguments for any of the players at the table denying.
Lucky Chewy.
Obviously, it's easy to say that a player like Chewy had so much success at the biggest buy-ins, has the most experience. Might be him, but honestly,
But Chewy's out chipped by about
Seeing the praise of Chewy,
something million.
money might be going in here.
Just check. See if
Like fresh styles.
All right. I don't know. I mean, I only know Lucky Chewy, so I gotta good for him, I guess.
I
But
think
I
to
don't
effective pre-flop.
do anything.
And given that Chewy has been limping, I want to say every small blind so far has been playing a straight up limp strat. Daniel bumping it up to 8.5.
Go.
There's money.
Oh. I always feel like
Just look for
if you swap the positions, maybe Chewy doesn't go this big because he's out
quite
position,
easily
but he's out
about
position.
the biggest flip of both of these players' careers.
I just fold. Lucky Chewy made pretty far to me, but no 9. But that's not a good flip.
He's moved all in and does get 287 million chin pot.
Hold on. Let me explain the situation to you real quick. In poker, we call this a flip, meaning the flip of a coin. Whoever wins this pot will be the chip leader of the tournament and have a commanding lead on Georgios. With the current pay jumps, this pot is worth $1.3 million.
How calm did it look, by the way? Unsafe.
Oh, okay.
Good farm. Safe.
Only Jack Tanner
I'm
is
6.
searching.
Now 2 cards away.
See a
An
tap.
overwhelming chip lead to get heads up.
All
This
right.
WPT World Championship. Biggest river card of both their careers. The Jacks are going to hold, Jesse. Going to be blind.
Oh, it's almost our guys watching.
Ace king.
Right, our guy,
Able to get there.
so to speak. So we'll be at only 5 subbacks for the whole tournament. I mean 6 if you want to count that one interview. The winner lifted.
Yeah. 81%.
Or over 4-1 lead. Yeah.
All right.
I think it's possible still. Heads up, the guy we don't even know. So we don't know these guys at all, but okay.
I mean, that's kind of one of the downsides about a movie like this is, you get into a spot where you just don't know either of these guys.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I mean, the guys we saw earlier, beside the guy that got busted in 2 hands, but
The second place would still be life-changing. Every poker player's dream is to have their name on the title. Money comes and goes in this game, as do the players.
they're going
One
to
thing that
stack
lasts
the
forever
bills up.
is the
It
title.
looks kind of sloppy.
It is sloppy.
We've all seen that things can change quickly in this game.
It's sloppy.
And we all know it's cliche. As long as you have a chip, you have a chair.
I checked
Okay.
the birthday cards.
Oh, it's just
You focus on the checks that you get delivered to your household, Jesse, all right?
there's
7.29.
what?
Sounds like I need to check my
Yeah,
privilege, huh?
weird.
What the heck?
How about this? Straight
Would have
back.
liked to see me.
Oh God!
All right, this will do it.
Okay.
8.9 out there.
What?
This could be a pot.
Just check for a free
This is the
card.
type of hand that wants to run it.
Do
He's
it.
picked up equity.
Pump.
He has no hearts. He has a hand that cannot win a showdown
15 million.
Oof.
on a river brick.
And calls a name.
He calls awfully quickly here.
Live.
9 of clubs.
Oh,
Rolling off clean.
it's gonna be hard
The
for him.
highest equity flop of
If
this
he thinks he's
category.
going to turn, he thinks he's going the river, most likely. Only like
Oh,
8. Only like 8-9 and like
Trapper counter. Sepul with a bluff catcher.
some 5 would.
If he calls,
Ooh.
Georges is going to be playing close to 120 million. It's going to be straight back in this fight.
Already.
I figured that'd be something, some light for the underdog to get back in it.
In a player's career, they might be in the spot 1, 2, or 3 times ever if they are lucky. They've played fantastic. They've done everything they can to prepare themselves, and it's time to shine.
Yay.
I've seen so many players come out when they are really short and running on cubes in this game. One of the most fatal mistakes that you can make in poker is how many mistake on a short stack.
See
Never
that?
underestimate a chip in a chair.
Wow, that is sick.
Turning point in this heads-up match.
Oh, 56 million over pot sized.
He has made so many world-class bowls throughout the day. But understandably so. Oh man. And we have ourselves a new chip leader. Wow. And he's quite literally gone 1, 2, 3. Hold on, hang on. Oh, that's 9 deuce. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
This could be a massive turning point.
This is sick.
Is he gonna flip back?
Just call. Cool. Jack 9 deuce. 1/3 action.
Yeah, 1/3 pot.
On Sotheropoulos.
Okay.
That's more like
Finding the checkers. This could be the turning point for Daniel Sepul, who's been getting put through the ringer. Daniel's loving this. Last 5 hands.
I think the pot's
Bottom.
too small to go all in here.
Check raise. 3.5
Probably
X.
just call.
Yeah, he's-
And makes the call.
Watch the queen on the turn. Oh, shit. Oh my.
But I need even more help
It's
now.
it's as close to even money as it will never reasonably get a fun card to come.
Jesse.
Yep.
Strength of his hand has gone down on this card a little bit, but it's a great hand type. Check call. He has a lot of outs. Control the size of the pot a little bit. And also, you want to have some strong hands in your check calling
Yeah,
range.
he's not gonna call.
All right, let's do the river.
Call the name.
If it comes it's gotta,
Queen, eight, or
Yeah, that's the one.
but I feel like 8 or queen will kill the action though. Oh yeah.
All right.
Doesn't put a 4-liner out there. Very
Niner
interesting.
Jack is not nearly as impressive.
Heavy breathing for the first time. I'm going to
Oh,
get thinking about going for it. Whoa. Putting Daniel all in
Oh.
for his tournament life.
He's been calling every single time.
Really trying to fold
Up
out
until
hands
this
like
point.
this. Other 2 pair. Oh, he's
He
making
calls.
wow.
Wow.
Oh my god. Sepul makes the call.
Ugh.
And just like that,
I don't like that.
3 gains the chip lead.
Neither do I.
I mean, obviously, if you know your opponent has Jackson 2, so that's the only way to win the hand. But I mean,
Sepul putting on the cage.
Oh, boy.
His tournament life on it. 4-line ball. Now back in cruise control after bit of adversity. Oh, Daniel jamming over the top of the open from
Wow.
Sotheropoulos. And just like that, the man from Greece, from Athens,
I
looking
have a
likely
feeling
to be
that
right
he's
back in
coming.
this.
and then a queen.
Poker is a complicated game.
A lot of clubs.
You can do everything right, yet still be wrong.
Yep.
You can do everything wrong and find yourself on top. What people don't see is the journey each person takes to get to this moment. The ups and downs in life they had to face. The odds they had to beat to get here. Nothing in this game is given.
Gee, I wonder who wins this hand now that
The
they're
idea of
showing
losing
the
is sometimes
montage.
not
Yeah.
But I guess
You're under the assumption it is up to us. But the key to understanding this game is understanding that the outcome we want isn't always what we may get. It is about being the best you can be
oh
in the
wow,
moment,
that's like
making
something
your
over.
decision, let it go. You never know.
That'd be sick
You
if
play
it
long
came
enough
on the
and give yourself a chance.
Oh,
The
the
chips might just pick you.
50-50.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna do like whatever happened. I was gonna be happy with whatever. It's a great experience. But like I was just I was not like in my mind. I was 3, 3, 3, 3. I was calm, and then the 3 hit on turn. Me and Giorgio looked at each other and smiled, and faded the river.
a lot of money. A lot of money still.
Hey guys, I'm Dan CBO, and I'm the ultimate fan. One take, baby.
I kind of like how they did that at the end. That was kind of fun.
Oh, there's a little bit of that stuff too.
I mean, yeah, when I first won, my brain was like I was so mentally exhausted and drained. Of course, I didn't know like magnitude or once the river hit, I didn't know where to go or just like who to hug or it's hard to put in the words, what it means. Like I said, it's still kind of sinking in, but you have to believe in yourself, deep down. I truly believe that some big moment like this was gonna happen eventually. Yeah. Obviously, I didn't play perfect, but to my capabilities, I thought I played like close to my best, and like I've been saying this forever, like I was so exhausted and just like running out of pure adrenaline, and definitely a sense of relief. So previous to this, my biggest score was around 200K, Hollywood, Florida. Me and Chance played heads up. We got dinner, we were able to talk a little bit. He was like, yeah, this is gonna be a really good learning experience for you. You play heads up with me for 3 hours. The next spot will hopefully be a lot bigger, and you get some experience. True happiness for me is just being stress free and enjoying yourself and life and the people you're around, family and friends. I mean, I know how special that moment was with my dad, sure. So I was like, proud to be able to do that, share that moment with them and all my close friends. Always want to give me a sense of stability for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep playing the same tournaments that I was before, maybe slightly higher stakes, but nothing too crazy. And now I was able to buy a nice car and I'll buy my mom and a couple nice things. That's about it. Yeah, it's truly incredible, the people you meet in the program, the memory you have for a lifetime, the lessons you learn.
There we go.
All right.
Stop the share. Back to us. So, Sam, I'll let you decide first. Your overall thoughts on the Ultimate Stack.
I liked it. I think it was I liked the idea of it. I mean, obviously again got lucky that there were a couple personalities in there that were pretty interesting to listen to. I do like at the end how they handled, not having ban at all. Like they just, gave a little interview at the end. I really think that was a good way of doing it. I'd be curious to see this for other tournaments. I would see other iterations of this, like at the main event or something else. Yeah, I mean, some technical things weren't perfect, like the typos in certain people's names. The animation wasn't super necessary. I don't think the narration was super necessary either. I mean, the description says that it's sort of intended as like, like the beginners of the game can learn sort of from poker, can learn from this documentary about poker. I don't really think it is really good as instructional, but I liked it fine for what it was. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5, I think.
Yeah, I lean that sort. I mean, obviously, I don't like when these documentaries treat the audience as if they know nothing about poker.
Yeah.
Because that's not the audience that's going to watch this video. If you're a average Joe on YouTube, you're not going to click a 90-minute documentary called The Ultimate Stack. So that's still a small section of the whole thing. But again, that's probably just for me. Like if I had to have a pros cons list, that's the biggest con on the list. I like that. I was engaged in the narrative and that I just didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
I don't follow the WPT, EPT, all that stuff really. So I don't have like memorized who won what tournament. So again, that was all entirely fresh to me. I, thought Mormon or Lichtenberger could have easily been the winner, and I was, surprised to see that none of them pulled it off. The direction and the cinematography was above average. It was solid. I didn't have any issues with that. I liked that. We had a Boston player as our first subject, and we had 6 subjects. And yes, while number 2 got, understandably no focus, I like that we had a good snapshot of each person relative to how far they were in. I like that number 3 was the subject for so long. That was pretty cool, and I was invested in his performance. And I was just all around. I was entertained. And again, we've discussed the different types of documentaries in the poker category. And this again, I felt like it was a unique spin on filming one stretch of time in one tournament. And so I'm very happy. I was laughing. I wasn't rolling my eyes or anything, and compared to say Mike Mattisau's documentary, which I was of course in, but if I take that bias away, again, I would be, I wouldn't say I would show this documentary to someone who was not poker inclined, but I'd have a less of a mental block to doing that because I thought this was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, a 4 to 5 definitely puts it above, towards the top of my, massive documentary tier list. I don't know if I have an exact ranking for it, but definitely, without even thinking top 5 for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, this video here on YouTube is by the Poker Films channel. It's got about 386,000 views as of today, March 31st. It came out in November 13th of last year, so we're talking maybe like 5 months or so. So, and it looks like, is
pretty good. I mean, they have only about 10K subscribers, so
Yes.
they're definitely overperforming. 6K likes, that's pretty good for engagement.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd definitely be curious to see. I would love to see other iterations of this. I'd be curious to see, other films that this production company does.
Yeah, even if it was another WPT event rather than like a main event for the World Tours of Poker, that would be very cool. And I definitely, if Poker Films, if they come up with more stuff like this, I'd be happy to watch. They have me on board. I bought in, and so I'm very happy that that you randomly chose this one out of the ones that I presented to you earlier.
One thing that would make the movie better, though, is if you put cameras on the chips. That would be the element that would
little micro camera on each chip, and so you have everyone's like nose view of their nostril of their face. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
So again, I'm happy to rewatch that. Again, it'll be a little awkward maybe for you guys watching this on YouTube because our screen share kind of cut out partway through, but you could probably still hear the video, and also you could always just watch it concurrently. So I don't feel like it's a huge deal. We do these in one take, so it's not like we're going to do any fancy editing or anything. I think you guys won't mind too much.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen our podcast before. I mean, our technical prowess is,
Exactly. And so just a few recent poker happenings, Sam, to discuss with you. I know that Negreanu won one of the Poker Go Tour Omaha events. I don't know. He was chip leader at the final table. Went, lost almost like half his chips. got some back, and then came back from a big heads-up deficit 4-1 to win the whole thing. So, good for him adding to his PGT tour. I think he's number one in number of championships he's won in the PGT tour. So, good for him, I guess. Something I noticed was on a story on Poker News. There was a 340-person tournament in, I think, like Texas or something, and the top 15 chopped the money at the end.
Wow. Okay.
And so I wanted to imagine if you're playing a tournament, you bust in 16th, and then everybody else has said, "Okay, we're done. We're gonna chop all this money." Wouldn't you feel like almost kind of ripped off at that point? You'd be annoyed by that, maybe.
How much did they chop for? How much was the money?
They evenly split the rest of the money. Like
but like
it wasn't even by like chip count. I think it was like maybe like $4,000.
I mean, if you can get a deal 15 way, all right, sure. Yeah, I mean, if I were in 16th place, I would feel a little jibbed, I think.
Because you would have lost like like a large percentage of, because imagine again,
Right.
4,000 is combining the top heavy pay jump. So I'm just a little surprised.
That is strange.
I'd be annoyed. Like why can't you include me? Why top 15? Why not have top 16?
Well, they were so scared of you. Once you were out of the field, then they made the deal.
That's fair enough. And recently, our old friend, the Live Poker Guide, I had defended him on one of his videos from it was kind of like maybe a little like skeptical commenter, and he mentioned that he's going to give us a shout out on a later video of his, because he said he has a bigger following now. So that'd be very cool. I appreciate that very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate that.
And maybe the most exciting news is a little package arrived in the mail recently. We've had a couple of these unboxings for Sam, but it's my turn to open this. Well, I tried to open it.
Again, technical aspects on this podcast here were not ideal.
But my multi-year dream and goal. Oh,
there you go. There they are.
1 and 2 poker medals. And so we have, again, labeled. We're going to find out. Look at that. We've got...
Oh, yep, they're labeled.
Right there, we have Poker 8-game mix. Quite an event. I really enjoyed myself playing in that. We'll put that on, of course. And then this one must be the overall placing. I'm very curious what the nomenclature will be for the little label for it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
It's going to be 2025 Poker GP Championship Bronze. Look at that. I am... Woohoo! These are heavy, too. I like that. I don't know if this is the exact same like lanyard thing as yours.
I think it was, yeah. I did order the medal that I won last year that hasn't come in yet. So
yes, but very cool. I'm finally on the board, and again, I will of course next time I play poker, I will of course show these off, because everyone needs to be in awe of my incredible accomplishments, and then maybe they'll play good poker against me. Who knows?
Yeah, and I noticed I was checked my results page, because each contestant who gets a medal has a result, and it says that I am candidate master at Heads Up Hold'em, because I've won 2 medals in that.
Oh wow!
You get like a little title if you win multiple medals in an event. So I am now an official candidate.
Congratulations! I mean, you also bested me Heads Up in our little limit hold'em during our runners episode, so you are clearly a Heads Up poker expert, and I got 5th place in that one, so I guess I'm not too shabby myself. But
pretty good.
Yeah, so I think, guys, that about finishes up this podcast here. I had a lot of fun with this one. Again, it was probably of all the things we've let's watched together, it's my favorite of all the content.
I think so. Yeah, this was a fun one. I did like it. And again, I mean, certain things could be worked out. It would really be funny just to see a version of this where it's like 20 different like people just keep busting over it, and then it would be funny to see like a Jamie Gold where somebody just like day 3 of the tournament and then like runs.
Yeah, I mean we didn't really discuss beforehand, but I would have probably guessed like 8 people maybe for this thing, and so we had 6, so that's close-ish, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like it's easier for it to go low, because if you're knocking somebody out, then that means you've got more chips, and therefore maybe you last a long time. But either way, again, maybe next time we can always place a bet on how many people there'll be in the subject total. But that's all for now, guys. We'll see you next time on the Two Fish at the Table Poker Podcast. Enjoy your poker, enjoy your TV, and enjoy your poker on TV.
Let's go eat some chips.
Bye, guys.
Bye.